Hello internet, so today we are going to be going on r/Democrats for the first time on this channel, which is kind of a surprise. I'm surprised I haven't, been on this subreddit yet, considering what my channel is basically about. But anyway, without further ado, like, comment, and subscribe, and join the First Amendment Discord, link down in the description, and let's get into the video. Alrighty, here we are, r/Democrats, something to light up people's day. Hope put this on her Instagram stories. Oh, there he is, the man himself. The earth keeps spinning and we live to fight another day. I like his cat. I feel like Walz would have had a much better chance considering he just spoke better. Even though they were trying to get him on the hyper-masculine angle with him doing like football and games and fishing or whatever, and it all was super duper cringe. I still feel like he was a lot more sensible considering the vice presidential debates. He actually, it seemed like two normal people talking, which is incredible. We haven't had that in a long ass time. Makes me want to live in Minnesota. Oh, you don't want to live in Minnesota. Did you see those riots that happened a few years ago? It ain't gonna not happen again, let me tell you. This doesn't light up my day, it makes me feel sadder. I know it's sad because he would have made such a great vice president. It's also got to be devastating after everything they've been through. It made me smile when I saw it because I love our cat-loving Tim Walz and his down-to-earth attitude. I also love that he's back in his khakis. Yep, this is why people voted for him, guys. And Minnesota's sweatshirt, his natural uniform after all the black suits he had to wear. Oh man, this is the voter base that likes when people wear khakis, guys. Oh Jesus. Anyone who thought Dems are too elitist needs to have their head examined. That's the most average looking house and clothing ever. Well, unfortunately Tim Walz is not all the Dems. He only represents one of them, so I don't really know what you're saying. Especially when you have people like Gavin Newsom running California. The Your Body, My Choice MAGA posters need to fuck all the way off. The fact they don't even care how rapey that statement sounds, with them banning contraceptives, abortions, no-fault divorce, and making marital rape not a thing. I predict there's going to be a huge increase in domestic violence cases and possibly deaths, especially with this new movement of women claiming abstinence and men going, we'll see about that. Look, I'll say it and I'll say it again. My body, my choice was also a horrible fucking slogan. This is no better. It's still obfuscating the entire issue. And this is a joke. And my body, my choice is not a joke. So no matter how you spin it, it's fucked. Also, again, who the fuck is banning contraceptives? I had to Google that, like, were contraceptives being banned? And I couldn't find literally anything on it, except something from, like, 100 years ago. So, or 200 years ago, I can't remember, but it was a long-ass time ago. Incel men want your daughters, basically Trump's presidential slogan. What the fuck? No sex. The cruelty has always been the point. Your dick, my knife. Oh my god. Remember that Trump won 63% of the white non-college women vote, despite literally everything he did to hurt women or take away their rights. And 41%, killing your kid should not be a right. I am very sorry. I am so sorry. And 41% of college-educated women voted for him, many of whom knew he would eliminate their bodily autonomy. It's not your body. What are you guys learning in college? It's not your body that we're worried about. At some point, y'all have to tackle the issue of internalized misogyny. It's fine to blame it on the crude and asinine MAGA guys who want to control women's bodies. But why the hell did half of, if not the majority of white women vote for Trump? What did he say or promise women that earned him that many votes? An amount that differs only 6 to 10% points. Guess what? Maybe eating, having enough food, having enough money to pay for stuff like groceries, gas, not having wars, maybe that's all more important than killing your kid. Just a thought. Women, arm yourselves. I'm not a big fan of guns, but sometimes there are other priorities. Oh my god. Women are becoming based. Trump is making women based. Maybe we'll actually remove gun regulation in Democrat cities. That will be wild to see. Just imagine. Just imagine for a second. Trump's mass deportation plan is so ugly and sick, former Senator Boxer. The kicker is that people actually believe getting rid of illegals will magically bring down crime and the price of goods. How about they shouldn't be here to begin with, and Obama deported like 5 million in his 2 terms, and Trump only deported like 2.3 million or something like that. So I don't know why people are getting so fucking antsy about it when they would vote for Obama again. I guarantee you, if he was in office, they would vote for him again. Getting rid of illegal immigrants would result in higher prices. Who do they think build houses here in Texas, fixes roofs? Aren't you for like, you know, higher wages and stuff? Why are you not upset that they're literally undercutting wages to have these people work to profit their own company? It's like the principles just fly out the window. Once you, like, I just don't get it. Maybe they didn't have principles at all. Maybe that's Occam's razor in all of this. They will have to raise pay for Americans to work immigrant jobs. Why is that a bad thing? Who will pay for that? The employers or consumers? There will be a rude awakening. What about all the corporate tax cuts that they will be getting? You know, if you start to combine a lot of these economic principles, they may all be bad by themselves in theory, but once you start actually implementing all of them together, magic will happen. What is wild is that I have a Mexican coworker. Both her and her husband are here legally, but her mother, siblings, and some of their kids are all here illegally. You'll never guess who she and her husband voted for. Well, guess what? Maybe they shouldn't have put themselves in a position that compromised their safety by illegally migrating somewhere. Just maybe. I'm so surprised that all these people are surprised Pikachu face when their actions suddenly have consequences. Like, they're illegal. They shouldn't be here to begin with. So I'm wondering how all this is going to work. Using military and police, will they be gunning people down? That's not how police work. Oh my god. In the streets that try to resist or run, you literally can't do that. Well, I mean, I guess you can, but it's like illegal. And I'm sure they won't even have to resort to that. It's the US military we're talking about. Like, I'm sure they can catch a few illegal immigrants by foot. Like, that's literally what they're trained to do. We'll be hiding people in basements and attics like in Nazi Germany. While Trump wasn't as loud about this during the last administration, he certainly tried to deport a lot of illegal immigrants. When are we going to talk about Obama? He was stalled and ran into a lot of snags. He ultimately deported less. Thank God. He ultimately deported less illegal immigrants than either of Obama's terms. While I do acknowledge that there could be more in this administration coming. In this coming administration. Dyslexia. I feel like their plans for this are just alt-right jerk-off fantasies that won't actually happen. But fuck me, I have no idea what to expect. See, and for content creators like me, that's the fun of it all. Who the fuck knows? Who knows what's gonna happen? I have my hopes and I have my wishes, but it is government at the end of the day. And I mean, he does own like all of it now, you know? So we'll see. I saw a video earlier about him, like a lot of policies that would get rid of deep state that I really liked. So hopefully those come to fruition. Straight up BS, Democratic chair attacks Bernie Sanders election critique. Sanders analysis that Democrats lost because they failed working class voters, scorned by party chair Jamie Harrison. They're scorning him because he is correct. You know, they completely cheated Bernie Sanders out of the 2016 election. Now, I'm not saying I'm a Bernie fan or anything, but it is sad what the Democrats do to their own, which is probably why a lot of them are leaving the party. I mean, good for them. Without a propaganda machine, there was nothing to translate Dems' boring but good policies to the average voter. That's how they failed. They want the propaganda machine. I just want the truth at the end of the day. That's all I want. I don't like propaganda. I feel like the nature of propaganda is inherently misleading because if it was not misleading, it would just be called information. You know, voters have said in every exit poll they cared about two things: inflation and immigration. Inflation is going to hurt the working class more, so he isn't totally wrong, though it's easy to say on the sidelines when he couldn't even get as many votes as her in his own state until he can run a campaign as good as she can. Oh really? Maybe he should sit down. I don't understand how Republicans became the party for the working class. Well, maybe once you figure that out, you'll win an election. These Republican voters are the same people who think Trump and Musk are outsiders who are working against the elites. I mean, that's such a major disconnect right there. Well, that's the thing. It's elite against elite, and guess what? Your elites fucking suck, and I'm sorry. And they're not cool, they're cringe. No, 20 million Democrats did not just not show up. I have yet to see any reasonable explanation for where 20 million Democrat voters went. And you know what? Let's end this on an actual W for r/Democrats, because I had the same thought that this person has, where I just don't think all the votes were counted yet, and it'd probably be a lot closer than we expect. And I know I might get shit for that, but look, the data doesn't lie. Like, we'll see at the end how accurate this is, but I know that the ballots weren't completely counted, so seeing that 20 million number is a little absurd. Come on, let's be reasonable. I've been seeing this very misguided idea floating around this sub, so I've decided to put it to rest by calculating the remaining votes and seeing how we can expect it to add up. I'm only calculating the substantial remaining votes, meaning I'm not doing it for the states that are 99% reported, as that would take forever. I'll cluster those together in a lazy calculation at the end. So California had like 7 million votes. Yep, the split. Oregon had 250,000, Washington 500,000, Maryland 500,000, Arizona and Nevada, and I guess they assumed that it's at the current split that it is right now, because otherwise you'd have to literally check the history for every single county. But this means 10 million votes have yet to be reported, which is, yeah, where the numbers probably were. So you know what? Good job. We'll give you a small, slow clap for actually using some math and logic. But anyway, I think we are going to leave it there. If you liked, like, comment, and subscribe. Like I said, I try to be reasonable, and I try to not entirely put my full opinion or statement out there. I just like reading. I think it's really entertaining to see what people have to say, because at the end of the day, it's about bringing exposure to the platform and how fucking dog shit it is. But if you liked the video, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in a little bit. I have a lot of videos coming, so see you there.